Hey Capricorns, Island Turtle here. Welcome to BOMISpirit. This is the monthly general tarot reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. You can find part 2 over on Patreon, also Vimeo. Links are below for your convenience. Welcome! Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. They do help the videos to circulate. Now Capricorns, before we dive in, I just want to give a little bit more of a spiel. I was realizing I kept forgetting to remind you, especially for those who are new to watching readings and channelings and things of that nature. We're tapping into a very large collective, right? Everyone who does this is tapping into a very large collective. So please understand that what we're picking up on can also be something going on in your field, not necessarily for you in particular. If you've got people in your field, you got people in your house, you're really close to certain people, we could be picking up on them or you, right? Or the roles can be reversed if there's like multiple people in a reading, okay? I just want to mention that. Maybe there's a reason I'm mentioning that. Whatever I'm picking up with you feels complicated. And so this might not be you, it could be someone you're dealing with, but I was getting a couple things. The primary thing I was feeling was this desire for something new, this desire to be inspired, for adventure, for something exciting, for something new for you to even focus on was also what I was getting. Like some of you might want like a career change or a new hobby, just something new and exciting and interesting seems to be something that my Capricorns are craving. And I feel like for some of you, that's also a little bit of that like playful inner child energy that you're kind of craving to experience. So there's that. But even with that, I was getting confusion around that, almost like, sorry, energy. You want that new spark, you want that inspiration, you want new, you want passion, you want excitement. And I feel like you can have it, but I feel like there's, how do I want to say, like how to attain that or how to reignite that in your life. Like you can't really see how to do it. Like that's kind of what I was getting. Like it's hard to see how to do that or how to bring that into your life. And for some of you, I honestly feel like you might be not acknowledging some things that could potentially give that to you, or maybe you don't actually want to make certain choices that could bring that into your life. So that's just one thing that I was picking up on. And then another was like this tension, a little bit of aggro energy. Hold on a second. Clyde Sturbo Bitester. He got all excited the second I started to work. So I know he's a big cat. He's a big kitty. The other thing that I was picking up for you guys was this tension and like again, like kind of like aggro energy. Now, this energy, this could be something that you are experiencing with another person. Like maybe there's like something going on with you and like a family member, a coworker, your partner, a friend. It could be something that's going on inside of you because it just feels like this building of irritation and irritation and irritation and irritation. They're showing me the Knight of Swords. So it's like this might come up and out, whether you're needing to say something or acknowledge something or you're just like so frustrated it just kind of, it bursts. Your aggro bubble bursts. Or somebody could be bringing this energy to you, but there's definitely some agita, some aggroness in your field, whether it's yours or someone else's. But we're gonna pull some cards and see what's going on for you. So I'm gonna start with, yesterday when I was doing readings, I was starting with the spell casting deck. I don't feel a need. Well, actually, we are gonna change it up with you. We're gonna change it up with you, Cappies. We're gonna start with the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. Woo, itchy. Okay. All the decks that I use are linked below. What's going on for my puppies? Yeah, I keep getting this Page of Wands energy. I feel like that's what you're seeking. You want the Page of Wands. You want excitement. You want passion. You want adventure. You want to laugh. You want to have fun. Some of you guys might feel like you've been working really hard and you're like, I need a break. But I still feel this energy of like, you're not totally pursuing that, or you're not prioritizing that, or you're not making certain choices that could give you that, right? It feels kind of like you're staying put, like Four of Pentacles, Four of Swords. Fours seem really big. Might be seeing a lot of fours. Like, yeah, I feel like you're just kind of staying put. And why would you do that if you deep down don't want to? That's what I'm saying. It's like, whatever is requiring you to actually make that happen, I don't think you actually want to do. So, pros and cons to all the choices we made, right? I keep getting a Knight of Swords. Like, whoever's going to be in the Knight of Swords energy, excuse me, whether it's you or someone you're dealing with, yeah, it's aggro. It's aggro, it's frustrated. But why? Why? This aggro energy. Again, whether it's you or someone else, whoever is in this vibe, I feel like it's stemming from a place of not really knowing what's going on or not really knowing what to do. Like sometimes when we feel kind of lost or feel stuck or feel confused, we can feel irritated because like we don't know what to do, right? That's kind of what I'm getting with this person. Again, whether this is you or somebody else, it's just something I'm picking up in your field, and it might not even be for all of you. Yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like frustration stemming from not knowing fully what to do or what's going on or the right thing to do. Interesting. Okay. Any messages or insights? Any messages or insights from my Capricorns? Capricorn, if you are all of this energy, like you're wanting the excitement, but you're also kind of frustrated, that could be part of the issue, right? Like whatever you're focused on figuring out or like making the right choice on, or like I need to know this, or I want to understand this, or why do I feel like this, or why is that happening, or why is this not happening? Like the whys, you got too many whys going on. I think that's just part of what's distracting you from just being in this like fun, exciting, passionate energy. Yeah, it's almost like maybe you're just in your head a lot. Like, yeah, being way too focused on trying to figure shit out is gonna keep you from enjoying life. Any messages or insights for my Calpies? Don't forget, Pluto's retrograding in your sign. I'm actually recording this on 7/25, July 25th. It's just how I speak. Today is the final day that Pluto goes exactly square the North Node. Just feels important for you because it is, Pluto's retrograding in your sign in tropic. Any messages or insights? Any messages or insights? 10 of Wands. I love this I love this version. There we go. Words. I love this version of the 10 of Wands, 10 of Fire. It speaks of mastery. It speaks of mastery of self, mastery of certain skills, and getting out of the control factor of life and moving into mastering it. Because mastery also comes with a lot of acceptance and surrender, right? That's part of mastering how to work and adapt with all these different forces and facets of life. So we have a card of mastery coming in here for you. Are you in this right now? I feel like you're tired. I feel the frustration behind the 10 of Wands. This is usually a really positive card in this deck. Now in tarot, the 10 of Wands is more of like burden and stressful. And that's kind of where I feel like you've been. I feel tired with you. I feel, yeah, it's like you want the ace. Like you're sick of the 10 and I want the ace. I'm sick of the 10, I want the ace. I want the new, I want the exciting, I want freedom, I want fun. You're sick of the 10. Some of you have been in a phase of mastering, which means you put in a lot of focus, a lot of time, a lot of energy into learning a lot, either about yourself, about a trade, about a skill, about an aspect of life. Some of you could even be like a dark night of the soul. You have been in a very Saturnian cycle is what I'm getting with that. And it is kind of this question mark of what's next. I think that's why you're also craving the Ace of Wands. Like you're craving the new, because I think you even know that like you're reaching the end of this cycle. And what is the next step? And that's where there it is. And that's where the confusion's coming in for you. I've been doing this for X amount of months, years. Some of you it's been years. What now? What now? And some of you guys are getting frustrated by that. Yeah, Four of Cups in reverse. Jeez, okay. Four of Cups in reverse traditionally speaks of rejection. This card in this deck speaks of ego. Okay, speaks of ego, speaks of attachments. And it's funny because I thought you were at the Four. Like I kept feeling like you were at like the Four of Cups, like the Four of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, like in this place of here. That's what the fours are. Fours are about maintaining, right? Maintaining a stance, maintaining a position, maintaining a status, maintaining, management. That is the energy of the four. And that's where I felt like you've been, and that's where you are. You're not liking it though. It's not fulfilling. Also why the Four of Cups is in reverse here. Closing out the cycle, getting to the end of whatever this cycle is for you is no longer fulfilling, and I feel it. You're frustrated and you're ready for new. You want more. You just don't know what to do is what I'm getting. You're just not sure. Am I taking these? No. Okay. Anything else for my Capricorns? They really want me to stress this. For some of you, this has only been months. Some of you, this has been years. A small group of you, this could even have been a couple decades. It feels long. It just feels like pure Saturn to me. And you are ruled by Saturn, but that's what this cycle feels like to me. Like difficult pressure, needing to be resilient, needing to always muster energy, just always needing to gather yourself and pick yourself up, gather yourself, pick yourself up, gather yourself, pick yourself up, and to never lose focus. And it's almost been like a one-track minded on whatever those lessons have been in that cycle for you. But you're so done. That's what I'm getting. You're so done. Some of you, there's also this, because it's been your normal for weeks or months, not weeks, months, for months or years, especially for the people who's been years, it's been such your normal that it also has this feeling of, well, what is my life without that? What is my life without that? Some of you have wrapped up your identity in whatever that cycle has been. And I really want to stress this. It's been Saturn related, meaning you've been learning a lot. You've been mastering a lesson, mastering yourself, mastering a trade. It's been very like tunnel vision on whatever this thing it is that you've been mastering or lesson you've been mastering. And now you can feel it. You know, it's time. It's time for this to come to a close, but it's like, but what now? Like you do want it to close. It's just, what do you do now, or who are you without it? Moving on. Ooh. Oh, Cappies, I think you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. We have the Nine of Water, so Nine of Cups, and the King of Pentacles, the King of Earth. This is Taurian energy. The King of Earth is a great place to be in, because the King of Earth always comes with the Ten of Earth, to me anyway, as a reader. Not saying that's explicit for reading tarot. That's just how I see it. Like the King of Pentacles maintains the 10. The King of Pentacles understands what is needed to have long-term health, long-term security, to build a legacy, to build a career, to build a family, and have it all be taken care of, and also give back. That is the King of Earth. And with the Nine of Cups, I mean, Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, right? In this deck, it also speaks of being enlightened, almost like the Star card. You see how she's like being showered in all this crystalline light, right? That is what I feel like is waiting for you, if you can learn to somehow let go of this cycle so you can properly close it. I feel like I want to say it's over, but it's this emotional, like, haven't fully let go of it because you don't know. It's like I keep getting pulled back to the I don't know. Really important to also be aware of how much you're telling yourself you don't know, because the more you tell yourself you don't know, the more you're not going to really know. But even then, you don't have to know. That's the thing, right? Like mental energy, you don't have to know. You just have to feel it. This is very much feeling your way through it with the Nine of Cups and the King of Pentacles. You're done with the cycle. You are. You're done with it. And what awaits you in the new, to be honest, it feels like fulfillment to me. It feels just like this, I feel good. Like feeling good, feeling content, feeling free. And well prepared is what I'm hearing too with the King of Earth. And very well prepared to maintain your life in whatever way you need to, you want to maintain it moving forward. To maintain that energy, thank you. To maintain that feeling of fulfillment. Yeah, you're well prepared to do that. But it's not from here. It's not from here. All right. Moving on. Sorry, this Four of Cups in reverse keeps jumping out at me. I just heard labels. Yeah, there's a huge part of your identity changing in this, or like how you attach to certain things with your identity. Certain labels, certain behaviors, certain lifestyles, certain communities, like that have been wrapped up in this cycle. Some of you are really, that's like where some of you guys are getting stuck. This attachment to identity with these certain things. Anyway, moving on. Any other messages for my Capricorns? Any other messages for my Capricorns? Okay, we got two more. Ooh, nice. We have the 9 of Earth, and then is this the 8? Yeah, yes. Wait, no, 7. Sorry. And the 7 of Fire in reverse. The 9 of Earth is all about self-care. This is self-care. This is generosity, balancing both of them. It also, 9 of Pentacles traditionally speaks to independence and confidence and self-esteem and having enough resources for self. But in this deck, it really speaks to being able to take care of yourself and others because you've learned those lessons. You've maintained that balance. The 7 of Fire in reverse, though, I feel like there's a lack of expression on your end with this. To do this. Thank you. Yeah, there's a lack of expression on part of self-worth and self-care is what I'm getting here. And this might also be part of like what you're struggling with in closing the cycle as well. That to fully walk away from the cycle, to fully let it go, almost getting comfortable with having boundaries, expressing your needs, expressing your desires, and doing it from a place of self-worth, from a place of confidence, from a place of self-esteem. Yeah, some of you guys actually need to do that in order to fully close out the cycle and walk away from it. But I feel like for most of you, the cycle really is done. Like it's done. And then you can move into that. Let's pull some other cards from another deck. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, okay, just really quickly on the overall, 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords, taking off that mask. 5 of Swords can be an ego card. It can also be a victim card. A card of suffering, if you will. But I feel like taking that mask off, it's taking off this old way of identifying with yourself. It's taking off the old ways of, oh, birds, sorry, distraction. That's what it feels like to me, taking off like the mask of how you have seen yourself in this cycle and how you've identified yourself with the difficulty, thank you, the difficulty of that cycle. How hard it's been on you. And how that might have played a role in your own self-esteem and self-worth and how you speak up on behalf of that or you don't. There's a lot going on in this reading, Cappy. It's very multifaceted. All right, let's go ahead and pull some other cards here. Ooh. Sorry, I don't know what that was. Okay. I was like, was that a cat hair? I don't know. It's interesting what decks want to work with you because I actually feel drawn to the Lenormand deck, which is not typical, but let's do it. So I'm going to use my Lenormand Kipper combo for this. I normally only pull this out if I'm like getting really down into details about stuff, but this wants to come out, so we're doing it. We are doing it. Woo. So I'm not taking it, but the clouds wanted to come out with the King of Wands. Clouds are about confusion. Confusion, lack of clarity, things being murky. That frustration is coming up again. Hold on a second. Clyde, stop. Clyde. Start playing with my cards. Yeah, this frustration is coming up again of how do I move past this cycle? How do I get to the excitement? How do I get to the new? What do I do? And of course, all the identity stuff is probably also very frustrating. Yeah, very, very frustrating. Clyde! Stop it. No. Destroying my cards. Any messages or insights for Capricorn? Ooh, back of my head is lighting up. Well, that's too many. We're not taking all those. Okay, this deck wants to talk. We got one card on the table. Yeah, pathway. This is about your next steps. Now, pathway also has a timeline energy attached to it. Usually about, I think it's 2 years is the timeline that's attached to this pathway card. 2 years ago, 2 years from now, just for those where it applies. But the butterflies are really standing out to me in this card. I almost never notice the butterflies. So again, this is really indicative of your change, your shift from this cycle you've been in of mastering something, or yourself, or an aspect of life, like I said, or mastering a lesson, and it's been very hard. I'm kidding. It's been very, very Saturnian, and it's taken so much of your focus and your energy and your time, and you're so ready to move on from that. But like I said, some of you, to really close this out, need to kind of reevaluate this, being honest and speaking up on behalf of your own needs here, okay? Some of you need to do that to close up the cycle. Some of you got to deal with this identity stuff to close up the cycle and fully move away from it. And some of you just got to get out of your head, because knowing is not feeling and knowing, right, within your being. Anyway, moving on. Anything else for my Cappies? The Sun with the Ace of Pentacles. You guys know the Sun. It's a new beginning. It's a new beginning. It's joy. It's happiness. That is what awaits you here, okay? And it's definitely what you're desiring. Can I get cards for, I'm gonna focus on the 4 water in reverse. I feel like that is like where it's hard to close the cycle. Isn't that 4 cups in reverse? Line with the 4 cups in reverse for Capricorn. Let's see here. Oh my. Oh my. Okay. Marriage, the ship, which the ship has the 10 of swords attached to it, and then the Lovers. That's interesting, right? Because it's like, we often think marriage and lovers go together, right? Lovers and this is not lovers like the tarot. This is like lovers, like a partnership. And so is marriage. Marriage in this deck also symbolizes bonded relationships, while lovers is more like partnership and the sensuality of that, right? Like, okay, lovers I would say is like the 5th house. Marriage is like the 7th house, is how I would put it. Marriage to me feels way more Capricorn-like. Like there's a bondage that I can feel there. There's a contract at play there. Lovers, this just feels passionate. This just feels like emotional connecting to me. And that's the transition. That's the transition. That's the letting go that needs to happen. So for some of you, this can be literally like letting go of obligations, walking away from things that you have been bonded to, people that you've been bonded to, whether that's work related or literally like marriage, or like there's some sort of contract, again, obligation, right? Very much like the Hierophant, thinking of it like that. And then going from that to this Lover's energy, where to me this feels very free. This feels just like free expression of emotion and passion between you and other people. Yeah. So it's something that you hold on, I really want you to use my words carefully here. Something that would benefit you in letting go of this difficult cycle is moving from this feeling or this perception. Some of you it's a perception or belief in obligation, tradition, bondage, to freedom. There's so many different ways this can be manifesting for my Capricorns. Because on one end, I'm getting like what you've chained yourself to over time, within this cycle. While you've been in this place of mastery, you have also had this perception or belief or actual behavior and action in bonding yourself, chaining yourself to certain labels, to certain relationships, to certain maybe even like jobs or circumstances or like households, like things of that nature, like leases, things like that. Like I keep getting bondage, 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 which is very Saturn too, and very Capricorn-like. And part of letting this go is moving away from that way of thinking and that way of doing things, right? It's not about obligation. It's not about expectation. It's not about chaining yourself to things, right? Because you can be devoted without chaining yourself to it. And instead, moving into this freedom of investment of yourself. It's very complicated. That also speaks to what some of you guys need to learn or attain, right, or embody to close up the cycle, right? Proper self-care and taking care of oneself, so you can also freely interact with other people. It's like going from conditional to unconditional, right? So but I think you guys understand what I'm getting at. So however, work, relationships, or just the way you see life, you don't have to be bonded. You don't have to be obligated. You don't have to take pieces of yourself and put them into something or put them into other people. You don't got to carry things around out of obligation, or I keep getting the word entitlement, which is kind of a weird word, and move into a much more free-flowing way of being and existing with other people and your external reality, where you're going to look out for you and then you can give what you can give, right? It's kind of like that. Some of you guys, this can even just equate to moving from like old patriarchal societal ways of being and then moving into much more like matriarchal way of being. It's a huge shift though. It's a huge shift. Let's see what other cards want to come out. And could this be as simple as moving from like a marriage or a long-term relationship to a new one? Yeah, it could. It could be like that. Anything else from our Capricorns? But think about it. Pluto being in Capricorn, what is that doing? Pluto is helping us to relearn what Capricorn could be, helping us to evolve Capricorn energy and understanding, right? Which is being committed and devoted, bonded, right, in that way. But let's evolve that. Let's take this to a higher level, right? Where we can be devoted without being chained up. Interesting. We have Thief. Why is Thief coming out here? Tell me why Thief is coming out here. What's attached to Thief? Oh boy, I see. So Thief came out and it landed between Pathway and Marriage, and then we had the Bear come out with the Ten of Wands. 2 10s coming out here. It landed on top of Pathway. So kind of looking at it like this on the board. That Thief card is how it sounds. It's usually a card of loss. Feeling like something was taken from you. And then the Bear is resilience, which is, I feel like, where the energy you've been in this cycle. Saturnian energy. I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. There's that Ten of Wands right there that we keep talking about, right? The Bear in Lenormand deck is about resilience and stamina and power and strength and not giving up. I feel like this cycle, like I said, I already know it's been hard, but you've been experiencing this energy too in this cycle. Like you keep experiencing changes that lead to perceived losses, or things leaving your life, or relationships leaving your life, but you've been devoted to it. You've been devoted to this path. You've been devoted to this cycle. And to be honest, it kind of feels like you haven't had a choice in it. And you've been showing resilience in the face of that. But it's time to be free. It's time for a new way of being here, Capricorn. I feel like for some of you, this transition, it's not just a way of being, it's not just a perceptual shift of bondage to being free, but hold on. will require some of you to actually let go of certain circumstances and relationships because they're part of this old way of bondage. Okay. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get into part 2. I'll see you guys over there. If this is where you leave us, I hope this was helpful and insightful, Capricorns, and I will see you guys later. Take care.